speak on this motion?
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Liquor Act 2006 provides for the interior the regulation of liquor, licensing, and permitted hours for the sale of liquor, and has generally had a direct link to the opening hours of various venues which sell liquor. Under the schedule to the Act, special zones are identified as areas in the city of Suva and township of Nandi. In recent years, there has been numerous reports regarding brawls, robberies, and attacks during the early hours in Suva and Nandi, and these have also resulted in serious injuries and loss of lives. Mr. Speaker, sir, therefore, the Liquor Amendment Bill 2023 seeks to amend the Act to remove the special zones which provides for the sale of liquor for extended hours in taverns, restaurants, and nightclubs in areas of Suva and Nandi. Mr. Speaker, sir, the bill must be considered urgently to address and assist the social issues arising out of long hours of nightclubs and the subsequent consumption of alcohol. Criminal activity in the early hours of the morning of Suva and Nandi have also resulted in serious injury or loss of lives, and therefore we need to look at one of the solutions to assist in eradicating this problem. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honourable members, the floor is now open for debate on the motion. At the end of the debate, we will have the right to reply from the mover. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you for the opportunity. I think the motion at the moment is that we will debate this using 51.
Yes.
So, once again, the words that I've used before in this House, flabbergasted, sir. While the Honourable Turanga, who is the Attorney General, was not a member of the former opposition, but the Honourable member was not here at that time. But the members of the government, time and time again, would continually say this. Why bring things through 51? If this is an issue that is so important, why not allow it to be debated through committee and other means? That is my response to this. I think it is an issue that needs to be addressed. Why do we have to rush it through this way? Because I think that ultimately on Friday we'll talk about the contents of this particular motion. But once again, why do we have to rush it? Why cannot we go through the normal processes where we can have different views being aired and discussed on this particular issue? That's why I object to the idea of this being rushed through 51. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir.
Thank you. Yes, Honourable.
If I may, thank you, Honourable Speaker. If I may just quickly add to it, and I agree with Honourable Samate, I think, in all fairness to all the nightclub owners and the tourists, etc., that frequent our bars and taverns post 1 p.m., these special economic zones were created for a reason. So, again, I agree with the fact that you might want to do a consultative exercise with all the nightclub owners, etc., before you do this. It's a considerable, Honourable Speaker, it is a considerable amount of revenue that is generated during those hours. I don't drink, but I'm sure those that drink will agree that there's quite a lot of money that's actually spent. So there was a specific reason for those particular zones. Again, that's something that we can argue on Friday, but we don't see any reason being proffered by the Honourable Attorney General to say that there is an urgency because of X, Y, or Z, save for in the bill itself saying that there's been incidents of brawls and robberies and attacks. How does that become attributable to the nightclub opening hours? Nobody knows. So the use of Order 51, we're the ones who did it. We agree that you can use Order 51 sometimes. Where's the urgency, Honourable Attorney General? Why is it going through this particular process? In your own words, have you gone through this consultative exercise with respect to the nightclub owners? I don't think so, Honourable Speaker. Why not allow the committees to canvass it properly, independently, instead of knee-jerk reacting out of something, because that particular provision that was made was done for a very important reason. Ask the guys at the Ministry of Finance, they will tell you. Honourable Speaker, I don't think the use of Order 51 for this particular amendment to the Act is quite appropriate at this time, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. You're right about it? Oh.
Just a quick contribution on this one. I'm sure the Honourable Attorney General will speak about the consultation that we had. I take the point that ideally we would like any bill which is not consequential to go through appropriate committees and consultation. Honourable Usmate is right. We always argued that non-urgent bills ought to come through even if it takes one session of Parliament. On this one, we had quite a bit of extensive consultation. I take Honourable Koya's point that the committee is probably the right forum to do that. This is really not a substantial bill in that sense that it doesn't. A lot of consultation was done with the nightclub owners and communities generally. And since we came into government, a lot of representations have been made to us, through consultations that I had. It's a catch-22. I know what you're saying, but generally the substance we will debate. But generally, we thought that this is an urgent bill and that we should go through it. So we have 2 or 3 days. Thank you.
Honourable Attorney General, you are right as reply.
The speakers, there were wide consultations. They were held at the office of the Solicitor General's office at level 9. Public consultations were also held in Suva. Members of the public were invited to come and submit, attend, or send in their submissions. Also in Lambasa, Nandi, Lautoka, Benga, Wonolebu, Lomabiti, and the Central Division. Mr. Speaker, at the beginning, we said we will be a government that will listen and consult. This went through Cabinet. Cabinet endorsed for consultation, then we went for consultation. Came back to Parliament, Cabinet, now it endorses. We care what was going on. We see what is going on. As a responsible government, we've taken the lead. And as to Honourable Usmate and Mr. Koya, on Friday, I will give a litany of bills that were tabled that were not consequential. So I don't know why they find it offensive or improper for me to bring it at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. The Parliament will now vote. The question is, pursuant to Standing Orders 51, A, that the Liquor Amendment Bill 2023 be considered by Parliament without delay. B, that the bill must pass through one stage in a single sitting of Parliament. C, the bill must be referred to a standing committee or other committee of Parliament. And D, that the bill must be debated and voted upon by Parliament on Friday the 14th of July 2023. But that ample time be given to debate the bill after the vote on the 2023-2024 appropriation bill and consequential bills, with the right of reply to be given by the Attorney General as the member moving this motion. Does any member oppose the motion? There being opposition, the Parliament will now vote. Open the vote. Close the vote.
The results of the vote are as follows: 28 ayes, 17 noes, and 8 have not voted.
The motion is agreed to, as we have 28 yes and 17 noes. And 8 have not voted. So the motion is agreed to. Thank you, honourable members. At this juncture, I intend to adjourn the House for morning tea.